Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is SAT TV News. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Bob Hansen of Terrasat. Bob, thank you for joining me today. Last time we spoke, Terrasat were performing well, the market was in evolution, you were bringing out new products. What's happening now?
Yeah, well, we still see the need for more and more bandwidth demand, and so we're building a lot more of our amplifiers to do higher power requirements for a lot of the cruise ships, oil and gas, cellular is increased in bandwidth. So just quite frankly, everybody needs more bandwidth, more tool sets, better software. So we've increased our M&C design in our product, which is very much industry leading as we're doing crypto on the cybersecurity side of the buck, and building higher amplifiers for KU, C-band, X-band, and KA-band.
Now, you mentioned cybersecurity, and everybody talks about cybersecurity. Has the satellite industry got its hand on this cybersecurity issue?
I believe so. It's a very hard to explain on what actually it means, but there's a U.S. government definition of cybersecurity. And so it matters of encryption, the way you tie your software into another platform, and it all has to be controlled digitally and encrypted in order to make it so the hackers can't get into the network.
Now, we also mentioned a number of sectors there and technologies. There's a lot of disruption coming into the market with LEO constellations. Is that changing your thinking as you move forward with your product lines?
Yes, on the KA, because there's so many frequency bands to support for KA. It's not like KU where you have like 3 or 4. You now have from 26 gigahertz all the way up to 31, 32. So we have to address that the customer can use multiple bands within the buck, where before it was always one band you choose from. Now you can do multiple selectable bands in the buck. So it's changing the engineering on how you designed it, and then how you also produce the buck.
So, you're bringing out products, you're doing R&D, you're watching the market, listening to your customers. What's the biggest challenge?
Parts. Yeah, unfortunately, there's only a couple supplier of power FETs around, so it's some of the lead times are actually a year out. So the challenge is forecasting and meeting the demand of the customers, and we try to meet 30 days or less for a shipment. But there's so much behind the line that has to be done to get that product to be shipped in 30 days. So that's the biggest challenge, is getting all the parts and having the production capacity to fulfill the orders.
And so, looking forward, what parts of the world are particularly interesting to Terrasat at the moment?
Right now, it's across all verticals globally. Right now, we have a tremendous amount of refresh buck business because the demands and the space segment is coming down in price. So people are using more bandwidth, which means higher power bucks. And in the past, bucks were always sized to be the size of the circuit because it didn't change that much. Now they're changing every 6 months, increasing in bandwidth. So people are buying higher powered bucks. So that's across the globe right now in all vertical markets.
So looking forward, what about the discussion about NewSpace? What does that actually mean to a company like Terrasat?
Well, it's exciting because it's another market to address. It's always been traditional satellite, and it's the way you build your product. Now it means higher degree engineering, newer products. So we're looking forward to it. It's just when it happens and the timing on how we deliver our products to the market.
Bob, thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. Appreciate your time.